Rarely ever is the invoice price anything that I actually care about when I'm discussing getting the lowest price on a car. The reason why I'm saying this is that invoice price now has been doctored up to protect the dealer against you cutting into their profits. Believe it or not, you don't want just the invoice price. You want far more than the invoice price. Simply stated, just by doing a little bit of research online, you can get some information as to what the invoice price is on a car, but the true invoice is comprised of various components. And most of the time, if you see a number like 4% or 5% as being the markup from what the MSRP of the car is, the full price, down to what the invoice price is, more than often the invoice price is double the actual markup in the car. What is happening, guys? Ari here from Boston Automotive Consulting. And as always, this video is brought to you by SaveOnMyAuto.com. SaveOnMyAuto.com is a way you can get in touch with multiple dealers in your local area to try and get better than invoice pricing. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, because this whole channel is going to teach you everything you need to know so that you can negotiate your best possible deal. Now, I wanted to discuss in a little bit greater detail as to why you shouldn't be focusing so much on this invoice price. I see it so much. What's the invoice price? Or, hey, show me your invoice. And a lot of customers just don't realize that invoice price is really just a way to protect the dealer from you cutting into other ways from them profiting. It's a way for you to be convinced that you're doing everything that you can. Follow me along, and I want to tell you a little bit more about invoice pricing and what you should actually be caring about. Now, what truly matters when we discuss what the dealer paid for the car is a couple of different things. Obviously, you want to hit invoice, but you want to hit more than just invoice. What I'm about to show you is an actual invoice sheet. I'm not going to name the brand, but you will see that beyond just the invoice, on the bottom of the sheet also states a couple different things. One of the things is holdback. The other one is a pack, like a dealer pack that gets held in the markup of the car, and it's not to be touched. It's used as a means for detailing the car, filling it up with gas, doing various things that a dealer needs that money in order to stay profitable. Now, beyond just that comes rebates and incentives from the factory. A lot of dealerships will rely on manufacturer to dealer incentives. Now, I talk a lot about this in my course online, where I teach you basically how to go and find this information. However, the very core advice that I could give to anybody is by using free websites like, let's say for instance, NADA guides, where it tells you the invoice price on the car. This isn't the actual invoice price. Nobody is going to sit there and try to convince me that 5% is the actual markup in, say, like an Audi or a BMW. 5%, most of the time, I'm doubling down on, and I'm saying, okay, shoot for 10, shoot for 12% if you can, because this is what's going to be the actual raw markup. See, because car dealers, their markup, their invoice price markup has gone from, like, let's say 20, 25% years ago, and now they've got to pretty much lie about what the markup is and doctor up their markup between multiple different streams, whether it be on the invoice sheet and then combining that with holdback, combining that with a manufacturer to dealer incentive, combining that with a volume bonus. These sorts of things comprise how the dealer actually profits on the car. Now, most of the time when I'm targeting a deal, how I like to target it is okay, you've got the invoice price, say, whatever they will actually want to call it. Say on the sheet of paper, it's at 6% or 7%. I typically like to go about $2,000 under this and see where I get to. Now, this $2,000 under this number is before any and all manufacturer to dealer incentive. So if I see on the websites that are out there online, the same websites that I mentioned in my courses, if I see that there's a $1,500 manufacturer to dealer incentive, I'm gonna also subtract this from my bottom line offer. So say if I've got a $50,000 BMW, markup is at 5%. So we've got, you know, a $2,500 quote unquote markup in the car. I'm also subtracting $2,000 from that, and then subtracting any manufacturer to dealer incentive, and then subtracting any rebates. So my final number is not only just, you know, the markup, the rebates, etc., but it's also another $2,000 beyond this as my offer to the dealer. Now, this could change from vehicle to vehicle. If the vehicle is a highly sought after vehicle, I might be just targeting just the quote-unquote invoice price and then subtracting the rebates. If it's not a highly sought-after vehicle, let's say it's a Honda Accord, then I'm targeting that deal at $2,000 under invoice. No dealer is going to really lose all that much money on their car. So by targeting, say, $2,000, $3,000 under the invoice, you're really encompassing most of the money that's built into the profit in that vehicle, assuming you've done your homework on if you got all those manufacturer to dealer incentives as well, and the rebates that are listed on their website or the websites that I constantly refer to. Now, the easiest way to check for rebates most of the time is just going to the manufacturer's website. Most of the time, they'll have rebates listed off in their special offer section. However, I do mention a ton of different ways you can get to this in my course online. I'm not trying to just sell you a course. What I'm trying to do is if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty, check out my course. If not, that's fine. However, most of the time, if you just search for invoice price, double down on this as best as you can. If a website is telling you, if NADA guides or the dealer is telling you our markup's only like 5 or 6%, double down and make it 10 or 12%. Every single dealership that I've known will never actually make it so that you sound logical when you're pursuing this number until they've exhausted every effort in trying to change your mind. Now, when they fail to change your mind, that's when you typically receive the numbers that you're pursuing. However, pursuing a number that's double what they're stating that the markup is not going to get you the quickest possible results. However, what you do want to do is stick to your guns on this, because it's going to eventually lead you to this number. Pursuing a hot deal comes from you obviously shopping around for the best possible deal. That's why I'm always screaming, connect with as many dealers as you can. SaveOnMyAuto.com is a way to connect with as many dealers as you can. Sometimes dealers will lose money on a car. Now, what I'm referring to right now is by taking free information that's telling you, okay, this is the invoice price on this BMW, this is the invoice price on this Honda. By me telling you pursue something that's a couple grand below this invoice price, or double down on the markup. So if you got 5%, pursue 10% as the discount. The reason why I'm telling you this is because it's not going to work every time, and that's the point. That's the whole point of getting the best deal. You could walk into a dealership right now, say at the beginning of the month, and try to get a smoking hot deal on a car. They may laugh at you for trying to get 10%, but closer to the end of the month, they'll be looking for you, telling you, hey, we can do 11% if you sign today. And that's the whole point of getting the best possible deal. Getting the best possible deal is only going to happen when you're pursuing numbers that don't really make much sense. So if I'm telling you pursue double whatever, NADA guides or whatever these websites tell you the invoice price is, the reason why I'm saying this is you shouldn't be making much sense. The more you sound logical, the more logical they become, and the more that they try to convince you to stay logical and pay whatever the actual invoice price is. The actual invoice price is a compilation of things, a compilation of different ways the dealership gets compensated that you're not privy to, nor is any website privy to. It comes from the manufacturer and goes straight to the dealer's management. So, I do want to stress, guys, getting this $2,000 under invoice or doubling down on the markup, the invoice to MSRP markup, again, is not foolproof. Again, may not get you the same results every single time, but it will, however, no matter what, yield you the best deal because it's yielding the most resistance. Throw me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Am I right? Am I wrong? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.